Okay, thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chair, the floor is yours.
Thank you. We'll call to order at 7 o'clock and start with roll call. Mayor Hall.
Bob Paul, present.
Sheldon Cohn.
Todd Spurl.
Chris Kolbiewski.
Blake Moore.
Gail Linden.
And Mike Wright. We're looking for an approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is approval of minutes from April 25th. Any corrections?
Did not see any. Wasn't here, so I couldn't correct them, but at least it says I wasn't here.
Looking for a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Matter of site plan review of the addition at the Lopatin residence?
Mr. Chair, at this point in time, as I communicated in the agenda, the project was not ready for viewing this week, so they have asked for the courtesy of a table to the following month regularly scheduled meeting so that they can finish their renovations to the project, or their revisions to the project, rather. They have made progress. I have had communications with them, so it's probably in the best interest if we were able to provide them with that courtesy at this point in time.
And can we just make it a alteration to the agenda, or do we need to vote to table?
You have to vote to table it because it was tabled till this meeting, so you would either have to, you would have to retable it.
Got it. Looking for a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Matter discussion of planning commission priority list.
Okay, so last meeting, we did have hi Rick, how are you? Last meeting, we did have a request to come up with a letter to the city commission to discuss the city campus project and express a willingness for the planning commission to take a leadership role in there. You have two copies of the letter. One was included in your agenda packet, another one was at your place when you came in this evening with some slight modifications that were suggested by Sheldon. In either case, you can vote up one or vote up the other, or you can make additional modifications. But I would like to get this to the commission as soon as possible so that they can at least understand, because they're also going to need time to process the information and decide amongst themselves what, if any, part they want the planning commission to play in this. So with that having been said, you have that in front of you. If you have any discussion or questions on the letter, I'm happy to answer them.
And if not, we're looking for a motion to push this forward to the city council, correct?
One or the other, so I would need it to be specific to the letter.
Meaning the letter that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The modified.
Modified letter.
Yeah,
I like
there's
your.
two. There's
I like
one in
your
the packet, there's a modified letter
modification.
that's at your place. So whichever one that you wish to put forward, assuming you wish to put forward a letter, that would be what you would want to do.
Okay.
Mike,
Yes.
if I could
Please.
address, I just wanted to push it a little bit harder, okay, and express some urgency. I mean, the city commission's gonna do what the city commission's gonna do, and we have no idea what all the pieces are that have to go into this project. It's pretty complex, but I just wanted to be a little more emphatic, and if the commission goes, the planning commission goes along with that, that's okay. If they decide not to, or make other revisions, that's okay too.
Okay, great. Any other discussion on either letter?
Yes. The bottom of the page still has Amy Sullivan's name on
I
it.
was just going to say that.
Yeah, that, we'll fix it.
I have just one comment. I think Sheldon's addition to it is strong verbiage. And again, like he said, the commission's going to do what the commission has to do, but it at least puts us in the position that we strongly suggested this, where if anybody else can come back and go, where was the planning commission on this? We now have it in writing that we put it together. Sort of our due diligence.
Fair enough. Anybody else? I guess we're looking for a motion to approve and present one or the other.
I take a motion to approve the letter that was handed out this evening.
The revised.
The revised letter.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. Chair, I just have one other thing that I do want to bring up, kind of update you on. It wasn't on the agenda, but it's just a simple notification. We've been working also on grant applications to fund the Safe Routes to School. So we have a submission coming up that we're going to be submitting for a SEMCOG grant. Hopefully we get it, where that might help pay for the cost or the anticipated cost of the Safe Routes to School study. So that gets turned in by the 25th, which is coming, or the 27th, which is coming up pretty quick. So we have also done that. I didn't want you to think this was the only thing that we were doing. And also, we have had more communications with Oak Park, and to that end, they're very anxious to get involved in this with us. We are also looking for additional funding sources, additional grants for things to that will further our priority list. So if something comes up, I may ask the Planning Commission to change the list around if I can get money that's available for it. That may influence what we can do, because what we want to do today may not be there tomorrow if there's no money for it. And the more we can get other people to pay for our projects, or at least our studies for it, that would be beneficial. So that was the one thing. The other thing is just an update is that we're going through what's called the RRC certification process. It's a redevelopment ready certification. And we are right now about halfway through that. And as the Planning Commission docket is lined up, we've been able to move a lot of things over columns. And this whole thing is set up on a Trello board, which is where you move things to the column line. When you get it way over to the right, that's when it's complete and certified. So we have a bunch of things just ready to move another column. So again, my anticipation for that is this summer we will be real close to having our certification ready for that. So that's kind of an update on where we are with things. So if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Other than that, that's all I have for this evening.
Okay.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Did we ever finalize the priority list?
I don't know that we did.
Well, we have this project, so I mean, if you want me to come back in the next meeting, present you an actual list, but we're working on, the one that we're working on is the Safe Routes to School, so that's the one that we're primarily at, and, you know, we can go from another one from there, but we'll have, a lot of it may be, well, we may even have some, you know, something from the City Commission as far as direction to go, and that may influence the priority list too. So, I'll tell you what, I'll bring back a list of where we are with what we have and the changes that, you know, everybody's talked about. And then if anything, you know, sneaks in or we happen to get the grant funding for, you know, our Safe Routes to School, then that will obviously
I just
influence.
didn't want to lose it.
Not gonna happen, Sheldon.
Okay.
Not gonna happen. Appreciate it though.
I have a question for Hank, and this is just my curiosity.
Yes,
Who's
sir.
responsible for the grant applications?
For this one that's
Yeah.
going in, I'm doing it. So, and the reason that I'm doing it is because it's directly related to what we're doing. And to have somebody else fill it out that doesn't have the knowledge of exactly what it is and everything, may not serve us as well as somebody that does. So we typically, like here, like people typically would write grant applications for their departments. And when they have something coming up, they would write the grant. We're doing the same thing with this one. And there's just recently a couple grants that have come out that would be real nice to put in our pocket for this kind of thing. The SEMCOG grant is a $50,000 grant, or up to a $50,000 grant.
That would be helpful.
That would cover our study for sure.
All right. Seeing no public, we'll open and close public participation. Anything else from anybody? Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that a record?
That was
That's
short.
it. Gotta be.
I think I had a 7-minute one once.
You did.
That was